Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to your next lecture on marketing management. Today's topic of discussion is developing marketing strategies and plan. We are going to talk about the company side of the marketing strategy. Whenever I use the word marketing strategy, I mean different things that you see companies doing in front of you. You see sometimes they're increasing the promotion, sometimes you see they have changed the commercials, sometimes they change the packaging, sometimes they reduce the pricing, sometimes they add the distribution channels, sometimes they introduce new products, sometimes they modify the existing products. So all of them are basically different kind of marketing strategies that we see companies are performing. Obviously, the objective of these marketing strategies are to increase profits, increase market share, increase customer retention, increase the brand loyalty. But the thing is, what we are going to discuss here is to understand the company side of the marketing strategy, because once you are in the market and trying to develop marketing strategy, you are on the opposite end of this transaction. You are on the opposite side of the customer. You are the one who are going to identify the needs. You are the one who are going to develop these marketing plans and strategies. So you should be aware about how these plans they come into action, how these plans are created, how these plans are organized and implemented. So it's not only good to understand what kind of strategies you should be able to design, but also what actually leads these companies to design these strategies. What is basically their rationale behind these strategies? What are the basic homework they need to do? And how are they going to decide which strategy is more suitable for them, and what are the different kind of strategies they can perform? So this chapter is a very important module for you people as far as the marketing strategy side of the company is concerned, because you, before you actually start developing these plans, you need to have a proper rationale on how to develop these plans and what kind of strategy is most suitable, and either you can perform these strategies or not. So we are going to go about this chapter step by step, and we'll try to we'll try to understand how what is the rationale of developing these marketing plans, and what is the proper process of the method through which they can develop these marketing strategies and plans. So I'm going to do a little bit of orientation about different concepts, and I'm going to then jump into the more detailed version of marketing strategies and plans. So we are going to discuss the basic framework of how these strategies they came into place, and how they are going to be decided which strategy to be used, and what are the different strategies and which conditions we can use these strategies to achieve our marketing objectives. So let's take Bismillah Rahman Rahim and see what this chapter has to offer us. Now, on a holistic note, on a broader view, you need to understand that whatever an organization performs, every activity they do, either you talk about marketing, you talk about finance, you talk about HRM, or any other business function that they perform, everything comes under the concept of value delivery network. Now, you must be familiar with the basic premise of a value delivery network. It is basically the combination of the origin till the destination. It's the combination of what do you call it, the side of the manufacturing and the side of the delivery. It's a combination of point of origin and the point of consumption. So when I use these three different statements to make my point about value delivery network, I mean to say, you talk about suppliers and then the distributors that you use at the supply side to provide different kind of raw materials and resources to the company, and then the actual manufacturing process that take place, where you develop different kind of products and then you distribute these products to the distributor, to the customers, and then the customers, they provide different kind of feedback back to the manufacturer, and that feedback can sometimes move back to the suppliers, or also to the distributors, or any other kind of process that is taking place. So basically, a value delivery network or a value delivery process is basically called a chain, a value chain, a value delivery chain, a value delivery network. All these are the different synonyms that we use to define the basic concepts of value delivery network or a value delivery process. So basically, what you need to understand here is that every product provides value, and then you are very much familiar with this basic idea of provision of value to the customer. So every product or every service, it provides some sort of a value to the customer. But how does this value provided? How is this value provided? So basically, you need to understand is that the different activities that we do at the company. When we combine these different activities, for example, we chose the quality suppliers, we use different kind of quality manufacturing techniques, we have an amazing technology processes that improves customer experiences, or we different, we have some sort of a integrated distribution network, we go for quality chains, we have an amazing online model of business or an online delivery system, so we actually provide a quality product to the customer. So apart from this, we have 100 different other kind of technique. For example, we have quality human resources, we have amazing financial modeling, we have best accounting practices. So all of these different processes, different tactics, different steps, when they combine together, when we combine all of these steps, we will create a value delivery network. We create a chain, and the chain has different components all intermingled with each other, all integrated and synchronized and harmonized with each other to create this an entire quality value delivery process, which we sometimes refers to as the value chain. So let me see you that there are different names that we can use to make this concept. We can use the word of supply chain network, we use the word of value delivery network, we use the word of value delivery process, or anything. Other thing that you need to understand is that on every process you need to identify your core competencies. What do you think you are good at? Either you are good at manufacturing, you have some amazing manufacturing techniques, you have some amazing suppliers, you have some quality idea, you have some amazing need identification, you have an excellent R&D, you are better at identifying customer needs better than the others, you have some sort of a core competency, you have amazing distributors, you have quality workforce. So the value delivery network is not only about connecting different dots together, it's not only about connecting different people, processes, or organization, it's about identifying the core competencies at each level. And if you are good at identifying these core competencies, that is going to make an excellent competitive advantage, that is going to make an excellent USP, which is called the unique selling proposition. So achieving these quality factors, achieving these success factors is can only be can only happen if you have an amazing a central role of strategic planning, if you have amazing plans in place, if you understand how strategic planning works, how you are going to organize your different plans, and how you're going to implement these plans come into action. So this chapter, it starts by making you understand that why do we need to perform strategic planning, why do we need to go for strategic planning, because strategic planning is a process for creating and maintaining strategic fits. And when I use the word strategic fits, I mean it has to create a match between your strengths in order to acquire your opportunities, so that your weaknesses can be reduced or your threats can be reduced, which we call it as a SWOT analysis. So basically, why do we perform SWOT analysis is to create and maintain a strategic fit. You use your strengths, you improve your strengths, only core competencies, if they are identified, that can lead to you a better profile of a strength set or a skill set. So you need to understand here is that everything that organization perform, it comes under the process of strategic planning, it comes under the process of strategic management, because without performing these strategies, without identifying the right kind of strategies, without actually implementing the right kind of strategies, you are not able to achieve your marketing objective, you're not going to achieve your corporate objective, your bottom lines, your profit objective. So let's move ahead and see what else we can discuss here. So when you talk about the value proposition, you understand the concept of value. It's about satisfaction, it's about providing opportunities, it's about need satisfaction. When you need to understand is that throughout the concept of strategic planning, you need to perform these three steps. You always choose value for the customer, you provide them the value, and then you communicate them the value. And you use the word choosing the value for the customer, I mean to say any kind of 4P element can come here. You talk about quality products, you talk about a better pricing, you talk about a convenient distribution channel, or you talk about amazing a communication strategy either through social media or digital marketing, and then provision of the value. How do you provide that value to the customer? Either you talk about a university providing education to the students, or you talk about a car manufacturer providing quality cars at a store. So one of them is services, the other one is a good, but both of them are trying to provide value to the customer. So when you use the word provision of the value, it is a big concept. It is a very humongous and a holistic concept. So you need to understand the holicity of this concept, and you need to make sure that when you use the word provision of the value, it's not just a statement, it's an entire business model, it's an entire strategic management process. So a strategic management process is not only limited to naming different, textbook words. It's about identification of the opportunities, it's about identification of your strengths, it's about identification of your threats, it's about identification of the weaknesses, and then you create an amazing plan through which you use your strengths to identify the opportunities, to target the opportunities, to attract the opportunities, and that strategic fit has to reduce the weakness and has to reduce the threat, and that is called the concept of a strategic fit, and that is the overall objective of a strategic management process. Now, what you need to understand here is that we have seen companies doing a lot of different strategies around us. We see sometimes they add more channel of distribution, or they increase the sale promotion, or they terminate their existing products, or they reduce the pricing, improve the features, they repackage, and then there are more and more different kind of strategies we see them performing. But what you need to understand here is that these are the different strategies which are the response to a much larger strategy that takes place at a corporate and business level. So if you talk about adding more distribution channel, or you talk about increasing sales promotion, or you talk about reducing the prices, can you tell me that what strategy is being applied here by using these three strategies? So basically they are just using these three strategies to achieve their marketing objectives. Obviously in front of you, you can see that they are trying to increase their market share, or they're trying to increase the brand loyalty, or you can have any kind of discussion why are they using these three strategies. But at a business level or at a corporate level, they are just applying market penetration. So you must have heard the word of different strategies before in semester third or in semester 2, while you're going through the management course or the fundamentals of marketing course. So you must remember the different kind of names of the strategy. Now similarly, if you talk about improving the features or repackaging the product, you will see that they are talking about new product development strategy. So basically different tactics that you see around you, like sometimes they terminate the product, sometimes you increase the distribution channel, sometimes they reduce the pricing. There are different marketing tactics around you, but these marketing tactics, they are basically the part of a major strategy. These tactics, they stem out from the major strategy that is being implemented on corporate or business level. So you came across different kind of strategies before, you have heard about different kind of strategies before, like you talk about market penetration, diversification, market development, new product development, backward integration, forward integration, diversification, or retrenchment, divestiture, liquidation. These strategies, they are actually a part of a larger groups. These groups, they are called intensive strategies. We call them the diversification strategies, or the defensive strategies. And these strategies are basically applied at a corporate level, at a business level. And when they apply these strategies at each and every business, the marketing people, the HR people, the finance people, they are the one who are responsible for the implementation of these strategies. But the majority workload, it always falls on the shoulder of the marketing people, because they are the one who comes under the line authority. The other ones are the part of the staff authority, because these are the people who are actually responsible for bringing finances to the organization. They are the one who are actually responsible for the sales of their products, or you're talking about sales force team, or you talk about the marketing people, the advertising, the people from distribution, the R&D, everything. They work for marketing, because in the end it's the responsibility of the marketing people to increase the bottom line, to bring back the profit. Even the finance people, they spend a lot of time on different packages, different kind of financial plans. But for those plans to happen, you first need to have income at your hand, and this income is basically the primary responsibility of the marketing people. And that's why majority of the strategies that you will come across in any course, like you talk about strategic management course or management course or entrepreneurship, you will see that majority of the coursework, the majority of the strategies that you will come across, they will always belong to the marketing, because they will always talk about pricing, distribution, sales promotion, sales and customers and everything. So this was the first step that I want you people to grasp, that the strategy, basically every kind of strategy is mostly the workload of the marketing people. And then you need to understand the different tactics that you use, they come primarily from a major marketing strategy that you use. Now you have different kind of core business processes that you keep on doing, and these core processes they primarily are the job of the marketing people. For example, identification of the customer needs. You keep on researching the market. You keep on providing segmentation using different variables to perform segmentation and identifying the different kind of markets. Keep researching them. Keep identifying their different kind of needs, their priorities, their lifestyle, their personalities, their social classes, and then you develop a new product based on the market sensing process, and you come up with different features, different varieties. You identify different opportunities in order to tag them, in order to identify different methods to satisfy them, and then you come across different strategies to acquire new customers. And we are going to talk about the customer acquisition process later when we'll meet in the class, and I'm going to give you an assignment on how to acquire different kind of customers. And then when the customers are acquired, it's time to develop a customer relationship process. You need to maintain their relationships. You need to keep providing them different value. You need to develop the customers in order to bring more profits from them, and then you fulfill their order, you fulfill their the purchase order, the tender, different kind of requirements that they have from you in order to meet their business objectives or personal objectives from day-to-day basis. So these core business processes is the reason they use the word core business process, and you will see that all these core business process, they are basically the workload of the marketing people, because every organization, they understand this thing. They have to understand this thing, that they cannot actually earn more money without making marketing responsible for it, because this is actually the domain of the marketing people. They have different tools and techniques in their hand, and that's basically their job, to bring more customers, to bring more profits, to bring new products, to improve the quality of the products. So basically marketing sensing, new offer realization, the customer acquisition process, everything comes under the domain of the marketing system, the marketing department. And then I was talking about the word core competencies, that every part of the strategic management process, they have to identify the core competencies. So core competence is basically your strength, what you do best as compared to the competitors. What you need to understand is that the core competencies are basically a source of the competitive advantage, because the core competencies always has to be competitive. What you can do better than your competitors, and you need to make a significant contribution to perceived customer benefits, and that can only happen if you have something better than the others. And I'm not talking about the quality products only. It's not only related to the quality products. Obviously, from the customer point of view, a core competency has to be converted into some sort of a customer satisfaction. But remember one thing, that it's not only limited to the product itself. It can be your quality manufacturing process. You have some quality amazing manufacturing technique that cannot be replicated by the others. You have some amazing suppliers that cannot be taken away by the competitors. You have some amazing distribution channels or any other pricing strategy you can use. You have some amazing advertising techniques that you use to bring the customers. You have some amazing social media tactics. Your search engine optimization techniques is amazing. You have an amazing digital marketing platform. So remember one thing, when you use the word core competency, you are not supposed to look on one side. It's not always about what is inside your product. It can be anywhere. It's all about you to identify. It's for you to look around in order to identify how much meticulous and how much incisive you were when you were looking forward to different core competencies. You need to make sure that these core competencies, they are rare, they are hard to imitate, and they are not easily substitutable, because these are the three quality characteristics of any competitive advantage: rare, hard to imitate, and not easily substitutable. And then what you do is you create a plan, and these plans basically have two components, where one component is basically a strategic component, in which you identify on a larger level what kind of marketing strategy, what kind of business objectives, what is your vision, mission, and different SWOT analysis or different kind of strategies that you use. And then once you identify those strategies, for example, you talk about here either you use market penetration, either you use new product development, either you use Porter 5 forces model, or different focus model, or different other kind of strategy you have. And then the tactical plan actually explains what different tactics, for example, you increase the sales promotion, or you talk about increasing the price or decreasing the price, or you talk about increasing the sales force, or improving the quality of your commercials. So basically every marketing plan has to have these two components, one which actually explains the major strategy that you're going to apply, and then different tactics you use in order to apply these strategies. Okay, so now I was just saying that these different strategies, they're actually implemented on a larger level. They are actually implemented on a corporate level or a business level. So here you are visiting the three different levels of strategies in front of you. You have a corporate level strategy, you have a business level strategy, and you have functional level strategy. These are three levels of management, and these corporate level strategies basically are part of the top management, that is your middle management, that is your front line, or the first or the functional management side of the business. So basically every organization, a larger multinational organization, has three sides of the strategy. They have a corporate level, they have a business level, and they have the functional level.